Hey, what's up everyone? So I'm on duty again. Alright, so this is kind of what I want to talk about. This is going to be kind of a general topic, I guess. Recently I've been talking about world unity and compassion. So before I was talking about where we need to start, and with every journey you have to start with yourself. So before we even begin to talk about world unity and compassion, equality between men and women, you have to begin to love yourself. And you have to love yourself out of compassion with humanitarian values. You can't love yourself because of what other people think of you or what you think you're doing that's impressing other people. Now, I was studying something with psychology recently, and I came across this thing where it says we have the false self and we have the authentic self. Now, the authentic self is who you truly are at your core being, in your heart. Every single strand and fiber of your being, that's who you are. Now, if you have to pretend to be something, or if you have to shape yourself to be something to impress other people or to try to fit in with society, that's where you begin to stray. Now, obviously, there's certain areas of society where you have to fit in. You just have to, and that's the saddest part. In order to make a living, in order to get a job, you have to fit in with the norms of society. But what are the norms of society? Because society tries to tell you what's wrong and what's right. And from day one, the day that you're born, everything that you see on TV, from commercials to ads to beauty products, society tries to dictate what's right and what's wrong. At the end of the day, though, we all know what's right and what's wrong. 10 golden rules. Pretty sure everyone's heard of them. So I don't think that I have to repeat them. But we all have morals and we all have values. And that's what you need to follow. Now, when it comes to society, when you begin to take that first step into trying to wrap your mind around the concept of the oneness of mankind, you have to begin with yourself. And you're not going to go on a journey unprepared. I mean, some people do, but at the end of the day, what you want to do is to make sure you're equipped and fully prepared for the long journey ahead. And it's going to be rough because people are going to think you're weird, you're different, but in all actuality, you're unique. Now, what you want to do to equip yourself is, there's a quote I came across, and it said, in order to master a new way to be, you have to master a new way of thought first. So you have to begin to reshape your ideals, the concepts, everything that you've had to learn, you have to unlearn it. And you have to start from the very basics again. And once you start from the very basics, you're going to get to a point where you begin to reshape those ideas. You begin to rethink everything. You begin to think about your life, your choices that you're making, what's guiding you from right and wrong. And once you begin to work on yourself, you have to obtain self-love. You need to be able to fully express your authentic self in a positive and spiritual way. So once you begin to express your authentic self to everyone, you'll no longer feel like you're trapped or empty or alone. Now, some people do need a partner in their life. You know, it's always good to have someone to help guide you and give you that support as well. But at the end of the day, the only person that can truly love yourself with no attachments is yourself. Because you are who you are. You've built yourself to be who you are. So you're not going to love yourself because you have money, because you have a nice car, or because you have nothing at all. You need to learn to love yourself because you're a human being out of compassion, which is what I briefly talked about in my previous video. Compassion is loving someone with no attachments. That is true love. If you were to love someone because of an attachment, even if it's an attachment of feelings, that's not love at all. Real love is based off of altruistic values. And I'll go a little bit more in depth on altruistic values, but altruistic values, long story short, is pretty much where you love people based off of humanitarian values. And humanitarian values are the ideal fibers, what makes us who we are as human beings. No materialistic means attached to it, nothing, just pure, raw, spiritual beings. And we've so long ago lost those humanitarian values, whether it was over land, money, greed, and so much different factors got brought into it, and then religion started sprouting up everywhere. And I'm not saying religions are a bad thing at all. By no means are they, because all religions are supposed to lead a life towards a strong, virtuous, moral lifestyle. But at the end of the day, all religions, and whether you're black, white, Asian, Japanese, Chinese, whatever your race may be, whatever politics you're into, whether you're gay, bisexual, homosexual, whatever it is that you may be, you have to learn to love everyone as a human being, as a spiritual being. And so when we begin to try to establish world unity, first off, you have to drop everything society's taught you. You can't believe everything you've seen on TV from day one, because real beauty truly does come from within. It doesn't come from the outside. It doesn't come from having makeup. It comes from within as a spiritual being. And if you're not a spiritual person, as a human being, who you are and the intentions of your heart are truly what make you the person that you are today. So that's just a little bit that I wanted to talk about. I can go a little bit more in depth, and I'll bring up certain various topics, but at the end of the day, it's just so much to talk about, and it's a lot to try to grasp, especially if you're new and you're taking your first step towards enlightenment. Have a good day.